Hello and welcome back to Breezy Willow Acres. I'm Jay. I'm going to be taking you on a little bit of a tour and kind of give the lowdown on what we have for 2025 upcoming projects. One is going to be working on my shop continually. It is a complete mess right now. I have started working on some things and I hope to get back to it very soon. I'm trying to get a small woodworking business going, and yeah, here's a quick look at it. I have been doing projects, but I started cleaning the back room and I've got stuff all over the place. So it's always going to be what I call a work in progress right now. I've got so much going on that I haven't been able to finish that out. So that's a long list of things to do in there. We have our compost piles that we're working on. I've got right now this is just a leaf compost pile, and then I've got a full on compost pile going in these two trash cans. And then something I'm probably going to do here very soon is get a lot of this wood that I've sawn up into our container to get them out of the elements. They've been sitting out for a couple of years and they've got some limbs and stuff on them, but got to get that cleaned up and going. And then we have our garden. This is going to be one of our top priorities in the spring. I've got a good base of mulch down for taking these beds out and just doing a full back to Eden garden, at least attempting it and seeing how that goes. I did get our garlic in. We've got 2 hard neck and 2 soft neck garlics in here. They sprouted up kind of quick, surprisingly, but they should come back up in the spring and we'll have lots of garlic. We've got some leftover basil plants, and some basil will be coming up in that bed as well. But the plan is to actually take the bed frames out and just have this whole space for planting, and I'll be able to get a lot more in than I did this past year. We just had a very small garden. It was successful for us. We had a lot of cucumbers, a good bit of cherry tomatoes, some sunflowers. I did try planting some brassicas over here, but with the cold they just really haven't been coming up very well. They're not looking too bad, but we're about to get that Arctic surge coming in, and it's about to drop into the teens here very, very soon. So I don't expect those to survive. That was kind of an experiment. See what we're gonna do. Now the project we have is to move the sawmill from here down to the other side of our container over there. And that way, when we're ready and we want to expand out, we can use this as part of our garden as well. We're not trying to do too much too fast with the garden, but I do want to make sure that we have a good bit of space, because this whole area is going to be for our garden. We had a very large oak tree that got struck by lightning twice in a year, and it died, and we've had that cut down for a while. I want to get that milled up, and I'm going to use that for siding on my workshop. And this section right here is kind of in between our drive and our turnaround, and this is going to turn into a garden space as well. What we're going to do with it, we haven't decided yet, but that again over time, maybe in 2025, maybe not. I got a little bit of cleanup still to do. A lot of this, what's left here, is from cleaning out the barn for the goats. It looked a lot worse about 2 months ago, and I've already started cleaning it up. And then up at my parents' place, my dad bought a small greenhouse, a 10 by 20, that we're going to be using for some of our spring plants. And he's got a little bit of a garden up there too. I'll be getting that in shape for the future. And then here we've got a couple of green stalks in front of the house and some planters that I built. That's one of the things I plan on building for spring for selling, is those planters. And then across the way is probably going to be where we house either our pigs, or we might move our bucks over there. Might do both. We've got a lot of space over there to do and use for it, so you never know. We're still talking back and forth on whether we want the bucks out there to give some space to the does and whatnot, so still planning. Now this was a tree house. The main frame of this was a tree house, and we had bought a shed to build, but it got destroyed in a pop-up thunderstorm, the framing for it, so we used the siding to make ourselves a little hay barn. So the top can hold between 10 and 20 square bales of hay, and then we can also start using the underneath for hay as well. We've got a couple of bales of straw still that we're about to put out for the girls and boys for this upcoming Arctic blast coming in. And then of course we've got our barn, which we've gotten all closed in for now. Inside we'll be doing the linoleum and building our birthing stalls over the winter. And then down here on this side is where we're going to be putting our chickens. I'll be clearing off over here. We've got some dead trees that I'm going to cut down and get in here and clean it up with the tractor, the backhoe, pull out the logs, and then probably right around here, I'd say right around this area here, I'm going to build a permanent chicken coop, and then we're also going to have a mobile coop that I'm going to build on one of our small trailers, because we never use the trailer, but it's a perfect thing to do and build a mobile coop so we can move our chickens all around the property. And we can move them around, put electric fencing up, and let them pick and pick and pick. Let them do some free ranging around. But we've got, most of our property is back in this whole section here that we haven't touched. So we'll be expanding back to give the goats more area, give our chickens more area, and just see what we want to do with it. But we've got quite a few dead trees in here that I'm gonna cut down. This one right here, that's dead all the way up to the top, and then there's one right behind it, right back here, and then I believe there's probably these two right here are probably going to come down. It looks like some limbs are breaking off from that. You can see there's a nice little widowmaker hanging up in the other tree there, but I can get all that cleared out, and then they'll have a nice open space, but they'll still have plenty of trees for shade and cover. And then back over here, this whole area here was going to be what we had originally discussed was going to be the buck area back in here, and then some of the open area, so they had just open grazing as well. However, plans change. We might put the pigs over there if we do pigs, and go from there. Oh, it's starting to get cold out here. So that's our plans for 2025. That's a lot of plans. The first thing I'm probably going to start working on, first thing I've got to get done is the barn. So I'll be doing some videos of putting in the linoleum. That'll be fun. And then building out the stalls once that's in. Now, granted, I won't actually be gluing the linoleum in until it gets warmer. So I'll just be kind of tacking it in place, and then I will glue it in the spring. But we got babies coming in February, so got to get something built and go from there. Another project we have is we're going to expand out on the back side of the barn, on the outer run, the outer fence run we have. We've got some open area back there with some trees, and we're going to start putting in 100 square foot sections that we can open up for the goats during the summer and spring and fall, and have them kind of graze through those and give space to we'll be able to close it off so that they can move from spot to spot, and then it'll grow back. So yeah, lots of plans, lots of cleanup still to do from cleaning out the barn, and I'm excited. We've got a lot of things coming up. So stick with us. We got lots coming up. I keep saying that, don't I? But I'm excited. We've done a lot this past year. 2024 has been busy. Closing in the barn, that was the biggest thing. Closing in this old tree house for the hay was another big thing. And putting in all this fencing. All of this fencing here that you're seeing, both the outer and the inner, they weren't here last spring, beginning of 2024. And I put all that in to start our farming adventure, our homesteading. Garden wasn't there either. That's something else we added as well. So can get a lot done. Plan on getting a lot more. I hope you stick with us. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. Leave us a comment if you have any suggestions. I'm definitely open to suggestions on different things with the garden, with the goats, anything. Y'all have a great day.